It seems like a lot of people had different expectations out of the BOE coming into today, didn't it?
I was certainly one of those people. I had expected the Bank of England to be a bit more hawkish because things are looking better in the UK. Retail sales, services PMIs, growth, wages, everything looks positive, but they prefer to see the glass half empty, especially inflation, lowering their forecasts, perhaps wanting to weaken the pound. The end result is a weaker pound across the board, including against that euro pound. So,
Maybe
yeah.
they didn't want to sound hawkish because they're expecting a Fed move in December. Kind of like the BOJ didn't move and Draghi really didn't come out with anything very dramatic this week. Perhaps they're coordinating with each other, Yohay, and the Fed is telegraphing to these central banks they're going to move in December, and they don't want a exacerbated move by people talking as hawks or doves going into it. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I'm sure they're talking between each other, and perhaps they're expecting the Fed moving. Well, we had good figures so far from the United States this week, and hawkish talk from the Fed. But I think bigger picture is just this ongoing currency war. Everybody wants a weaker currency. The Bank of England specifically talked about that the strength of sterling is pushing inflation lower. So I guess the Bank of England didn't want to be left out, just like Draghi didn't want to be left out 2 weeks ago when they all jumped in.
So I guess here in the U.S. we're losing the currency war because of the
Yeah,
strength of the dollar, and Yellen's not that happy about it either. So why is she going to go ahead and exacerbate it with a move, or maybe it's just talk again? What do you think, partner?
I think they are going to go for it because I think they're afraid to be blamed once again for creating bubbles, and it does seem that they do expect inflation to pick up at some point. We have first GDP growth, then employment, eventually wage growth, and eventually inflation. And if they're afraid of bubbles, they would like to undo this extreme monetary easing earlier than later. And I think that once this rate cut genie is out of the rate hike genie, sorry, is out of the bottle, there will be much less uncertainty, and we might have not an immediate but an eventual buy the rumor, sell the fact reaction. So maybe my estimation is that about 1 month after we have the first rate hike, the markets will begin believing that it's not that bad, and the next rate hikes will indeed be very gradual, as the Fed says, and eventually the dollar could change course, for instance, against the euro. So
Okay, well then this will be the first time in history that the Fed is going to be able to accomplish a one and done. I know Trichet did it in reverse, but can you remember, you're a student of the market, Yohay, can you ever remember the Fed making one move in either direction and that being it?
no, from what I've looked, from what I've learned in the Fed's history, they usually have a series of rate hikes, but as they say, this time it's different because with this new normal and all the other cliches, I think that it's not a one and done, but it'll be very, very gradual and nothing extreme. Regarding other central banks, usually they did 2 or 3 hikes. For instance, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, Trichet did 2. In Australia, we had the same. So it's usually 3 and done, I would say.
Yeah, there's an old expression on Wall Street when it comes to stocks, 3 hikes and a stumble. So it usually takes 3 moves by the Fed to have deleterious effects on the equity market. So I guess with the way the market is thinking and what Janet Yellen is telegraphing, that they're going to need some supporting evidence tomorrow with the NFP. So it's a bigger number than usual based upon it. What are guesstimates? I think I saw something on Twitter like only 117,000. Is that the guesstimate?
No, the official expectations stand on 180,000, and I believe that the whisper number is even a bit higher than that because of yesterday's OK and ADP NFP, and then this very strong ISM non-manufacturing PMI that showed accelerated hiring in the service sector. in contradiction to the manufacturing sector, which is losing jobs. So I believe markets will be satisfied. This round 200 magical number is, I think, what we're looking for.
Okay, and I know that you break down these reports, Yohay. Besides the raw number of jobs, what else will you be looking for in the NFP tomorrow? Hourly earnings, etc.
Hourly earnings definitely. On year-over-year basis, we've been ranging between 1.9 and 2.3. Year-over-year, last time we had 2.2. Year-over-year, let's see if we can break out of this range. Wage growth has been extremely frustrating. Raises in the minimum wage didn't seem to have a big impact. Some companies announcing raises didn't seem to have a big impact. So it's a bit elusive, and that's what we're looking for. Expectations stand on a repeat at 2.2%.
As a trader, Yohay, I've had negative hourly earnings. How about you?
Yeah. It doesn't happen.
Ever try and figure it out? Maybe the minimum wage would look good to us sometimes.
Yeah. You go ask for your boss for a 5% raise, and in the markets you can get 100% deduction. Yeah.
So Yohay, you're going to be covering the NFT live with Val tomorrow, correct?
No, actually, I had this vacation plans a long time ago, and I'm not going to be here.
Where are you going?
Calculation. To San Sebastian, it's the north of Spain. I'm going for a weekend there and to participate in a race. I'm running there, and unfortunately, it's on the first weekend of the month.
10K or marathon?
No, it's a 20K. That's about 13 miles. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So that's how you're able to keep your sanity, is by training physically. It keeps you sharper to deal with the stress of the industry.
Yeah, I recommend everybody, in general, sitting in front of a computer to do physical activity, and especially those traders that are stuck to the screen. It's good to get out there, especially outdoor activity.
Okay, Iron Man. So, Yohay, the Olympic athlete, taking a week off. Enjoy yourself. Good luck in the race, Yohay. Everyone here is going to be rooting for you to finish it.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll be back on Tuesday. Yeah.
All right.